appreciate coming here tonight. I have to tell you, traveling around the 10 county district and having traveled in a congressional district, you've got a very active county, you've got quality candidates, and everything that was said here tonight is absolutely true. It starts from the ground up, and if we've got good judges in place, and we've got good constables in place, and good commissioners, and we can start conservatism right here, that's what's important. I want to spend just a few minutes and tell you a little bit about myself. I'm not going to go into detail. I've got a flyer here. I'm going to be in next weekend. I've got some meet and greets throughout Ellis County. I'm a family man. I'm a Christian conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative. My wife and kids tonight are not here because we got late notice of this, and tonight was judo trials for taking. And unfortunately that outweighed it. But I've got a 14-year-old son, a 12-year-old son, 11-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old son. Dan beats me by one, but we have some pretty exciting times. The reason I decided to get into race, very honestly, his name was Barack Hussein Obama. I watched last year, as many of you did, with things that were changing politically. Public service was something I always wanted to do, but the time was going to be when my kids were older, when they were out of school. Well, I've got an 8-year-old. So obviously it was a game changer. And see, that's the reason I'm here tonight is my family. When we pull this out, I'm here for them. I'm concerned about their freedom. I'm concerned about their ability to have prosperity. I'm not asking for a guarantee. I want an option. I want the ability. If they fail or succeed, it was through the efforts of their own or through my efforts as a father. And I'm concerned that that's going away. One of the things that we're looking at right now, these are historic times, but these are also opportunistic times that we've got right now. I've been a small businessman for creeping up on 17 years, and I'm an everyday guy like you. I go to church, try to keep my kids in line, be a good husband, grow a business. I thought I was doing the right things. And when this candidate came up and just looked at me becoming our president, and we can call him a soft dictator, the reality is the man is a socialist. I think I'm being very mild when I say that. He's trying to change our countries in a way that we don't want changed, and they're refusing to listen to the people. Now, when I originally started campaigning, I started campaigning as a U.S. congressional candidate for District 17, which does not encompass this district. I had been approached to run it 2 different times, wasn't able. This last time I decided to go ahead. I had to get out of that race because of an eminent domain situation that I've had with XTO Corporation. We had a lawsuit going, and for lack of a better word, I lost. It's well documented on Facebook. You can go to my website, and you can probably guess what my stand is on eminent domain. But when I ran that campaign and it was time to get out, I had to look at what do I do next. I could go back into the shadows, or I could say, let's try to make a difference on the state level. We've got some very serious issues that we're facing. We have what I call 2 sets of issues. Our state national, which is defense of our 2nd, our 9th, and our 10th Amendment. And then we've got our state issues, and then we have our local issues. Some of the state issues that bother me has to do with our franchise tax laws. We've got a lot of small business owners here. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're paying 10 to 12 times more in franchise taxes than you paid 3 to 4 years ago. It's killing our industry in Texas. We've got some insurance laws that are discriminatory that aren't helping you. I've been in insurance for 17 years. I know this for a fact. I want to change those things. We've got some eminent domain issues that we need to have changed. Everybody here is, I think, is it Loop 9? Is that the proper term? Nobody wants Loop 9, and I understand it. So we've got some things that we have to do. And one of the things that you'll see tonight, or you saw tonight, is that there's a profile of the candidate that is emerging that will help take us back to what we have. I honestly think 20 or 30 years from now, they're going to look back at this period, and TJ said it best, this is a movement. And I think it is the Conservative Reclamation. We're going to go back and reclaim what we have lost. But to do it, we have to have a profile of some people. And I think you've seen it tonight. I'm going to describe it a little bit, because as we go through these forums, as you go through time, we're not going to change what we've lost overnight, but if you have an idea of what to go after, who to recruit, or what to become, you've got a blueprint to work for. We've heard the term conservative tonight. I define conservative as what the principles Ronald Reagan set for. I want limited government. I want less taxes, which means you have to spend less and cut spending. I want capitalism. I don't want a socialist government. I want an opportunity for free enterprise. And I'm not afraid to sit here and tell you that I support life in the womb, that I support getting God back in my schools. I think we can go back and point to when we started taking God out of the schools as a direct correlation to the decline in our society. It's time to fight that fight. And We've got an opportunity right now at the state level to fight that fight, but we've got to have the profile of people that have that burning desire. You've got to be able to articulate and communicate and negotiate our agenda. We have been giving up our agenda for what, 40, 50 years? We've done it to appease. We've done it for political correctness. It's time that it stops. What we have to have right now is we have to have people that are willing to go to the mat and do what needs to be done to get it back. If you're thinking about getting into the political foray, you need to think about that. Why are you getting into it? I've told you my reason, my family. I have nothing to lose by getting into politics. I have everything to lose by standing on the sidelines. And I will not do it. I did not bring my 4 children into this world to watch them lose their opportunity of freedom, to lose their opportunity of prosperity. If they go and they fail on their own, but I want them to have that opportunity. I'm not going to have it taken from them. Not while I've got air in my lungs, I got blood in my veins. We are seeing a change right now that is historic. We have to stop it. Next year, we're going to be fighting about things like where to cut money, redistricting. But our most important fight we're going to have is against Barry, Harry, and Nancy. Okay? Brian hit on it. We have to have the spine, and there's other adjectives that we're not going to say here because this is a family environment, that when they start passing this legislation, it's not coming to Texas. It's not going to be introduced, it's not going to be acknowledged, and it certainly is not going to be implemented. That takes a governor who's got a spine, and that takes a legislature that will back that governor up. I can assure you, I will be the tip of the sword on that charge. I'm well documented on where I stand on these rights. I don't care if the left doesn't like it. Because if I don't do something, they're going to take my home from me, they're going to tax me into the poorhouse, and they're going to have my kids become communists. I'm not going to stand by and stand for that. You should not either. I have an opportunity at the state level to be effective from day one. What I ask from you is your support and your vote, but I also ask for you to take a look at yourself. What can you do to help the movement, whether it's to be a candidate, whether it's to recruit others? If I didn't say it once, I'm going to say it again. My name's Darren Yancey. I think we've done this tonight. My name's Darren Yancey. My name's Darren Yancey. My website is www.darrenyancey.com. It's very easy to remember. It has where I stand on issues. I put it in black and white. I don't put a bullet point. I put a lot of thought process. It tells you what I plan on doing. And I want your support. And I want to help you. Thank you for your time.